Okay, this is my Back to the Future remote. It's the Futaba. This is a cheaper version. The actual one model, Futaba model, is like 700 bucks. This one's like 30 bucks. So I have modified this one to look like the $700 remote. I apologize for the heaters going, and there's probably going to be some kid noises in the background, but it is what it is. We're going to keep going forward. This is the remote. It has the extendable antenna. The back has... I'll start on the back first. Alright, so here's the back. It's pretty show accurate, except for I'm using AAA's instead of the 9 volts. So I'm doing... it's a 4.5 volt system instead of whatever voltage, however series he did it. But these buttons here all work. We have Back to the Future 1 sounds. These two are Back to the Future 2 sounds. And this is Back to the Future 3 sounds. So up is music, down is talking. It's music, talking, music, up, music, and talking. Super clear. Really easy to understand. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and show you some. This is a main on-off switch that turns on the entire system. And then, so up is going to be Back to the Future 1. The volume control works. I don't know if this was a volume control in the movie, but it works really good as a volume control. Like that. And then down is going to be talking. And it has eight or so sayings per movie.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
So we got all the classics. Alright, and so there's a bunch more for Back to the Future 1, and then Back to the Future 2 theme song, which is very, very similar to the Back to the Future 1 song. But we'll skip that one. But this will be Back to the Future 2 sounds.
Welcome to the
Cafe 80s, Back to the Future 2. He's having trouble. DeLorean's not very good. There's the DeLorean over there. Flying DeLorean.
I haven't seen one of those in 30 years.
So there you go. Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future 3 song. With the Western theme. And then this is Back to the Future. Back to the Future 3 sounds. If you remember some of the sayings. But you get the idea. It's a science experiment. There we go. Okay, so let's go to the front. The main one's over here. So my main power is over here, so that's on. So this one right here is going to turn on my 88, and it just stays as 88. It doesn't do anything fancy, but this one is my stop button. It's actually, I could upgraded that to LED, so it's not going to kill my battery. But that is a white LED in there that is making that light up. So that's cool, that works. This button right here is on a pulse width modulator, and it is actually controlling my voltage controller right here. So I can click this to right there, and then when I turn the system on, it goes click, click. It does its little thing. And when the battery gets low, it'll actually kind of wiggle as the audio is going, which is kind of funny. But you can see that kind of moving around. It's originally a voltage indicator for the remote for the power, so you kind of knew when you were flying your airplane that your transmitter's not going to run out of juice. Alright, so moving on. These buttons right here are going to be for the DeLorean. Now, this is just a radio frequency car. I have it in the on position. It is just a Neka car. This car is like 20-30 bucks. It's super cheap. You can actually get it now. But I have modified all of the remote stuff to be inside this. So what we're going to do is I'll show you So this all should work. You can see the car. When I go like this, it goes left, right. Well, let's try that. So we got left, we got right, we got forward, and we got backward. So we're going to go ahead and try this real quick. Try to keep everything in shot so you can see that it's actually working. So we're going to go, that's forward, that's back, so forward and back. And now let's go ahead and show you the super cool feature that I've added to this. I'm going to go ahead and put it right over here, just like in the movie. I'm going to aim it right there. Okay, so let's do this. So here's the DeLorean. You're Doc Brown, Marty's one of your sides. But we're going to do this. Now I've had this, let's see if I can set this up. Okay, so I have this stop button on a relay that disables the forward controls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this into, now technically in the movie, you hit this, it holds the brakes, right? So this makes the throttle go up, and we're going to pretend we're doing a burnout right now. So we're right in burnout mode, and then as soon as I click this off, we're going to release the brake, and then it goes. So we can do that one more time. So we're going to do it one more time. Now normally you can just go forward and back, forward and back. But we're going to hit the brake in the on position. We're going to hold the throttle all the way forward, and as soon as I release the brake, we're going to go. There we go. So that was kind of cool. I got that working. And you can see the relay. If I turn this down, if I turn this down to maybe 60, you can see, well, maybe not. When the battery gets low, you can see that the relay uses the most power of anything on the remote. But there you go. That is the car. This is the joystick portion of the remote. Now let's go to the final thing. I told you everything works on this thing. So this is my model of the 131 Central Pacific Back to the Future 3 locomotive. And I have pretty much every upgrade you can think of on this thing, and it's all controlled by this remote. So we're going to turn this guy off. I'm actually going to hold this right here so you can kind of see what's, and my layout's a mess right now. I apologize for that. It is to scale. We're very close to scale, so we're not going to apologize for that. But here we go. We're going to turn this on. That powers up the layout, and we should get a chirpy chirp. So it's a Lionchief engine. It's actually the Thomas the Train James circuit board, but I have the James Talk disabled. So we're just going to use everything else except for, you know, hello, I'm the number 5 engine. No, we're not going to do that. We're Back to the Future here. And I have the DeLorean for this. I have the connector for this. But for right now, I'm just going to show the locomotive. So what we're going to do is this button right here turns on the Lionchief remote, and that powers up our steam engine. So if this gets disconnected, this will blink, but right now we're good. These controls right here are for the steam locomotive. So I'm going to twist this right here, and we're going to go forwards. Now, the drivers are of a black color, so we're going to go, there's forward and reverse, and it does have steam. It's supposed to have steam. We might be low on fluid, so let me just go ahead, 2 seconds. We're going to put a couple drops of smoke fluid in here, and if you look real close, you can see we're going to go with 6 drops. Alright, so we're going to start getting smoke. There we go. There's some good smoke. And we got, like I said before, this, so we see real close, there's a black line right there. So that's going to give me my forward, and then when it has to be in the 12 o'clock position, and so that's going to give me my reverse. So that is for the train, and this is going to be, I'm going to do up is my bell, and then you hit it up again to stop that, and then my bottom is going to be whistle. Kinda sounds like Thomas the Train James, but not too bad. Alright, so now we're ready for an extra super cool thing. I have 4 LEDs in here, and when I hit this button right here, the boiler explodes! And I can hit the button again the other way, turns it off. You can see that those LEDs making the smoke go crazy. So now we can drive it around with a exploded boiler. And the effect is a little more at night, but you get the idea. Super cool. But there you go. That's all the features. This one doesn't do anything. This one is my on-off for the explosion. And there's a sound effect. There's a little bit of a delay. The lights click on before the sound does. But close enough, right? Pretty cool. You can see the smoke. It's fun. So that's it. Just so I can prove to the fact. Let me go grab because I know you guys are wondering what that looks like. So here's my train stuff. Here's my official DeLorean and my special connector. Let me go ahead and just add this to the video as bonus footage. I'm not really going to connect everything, but I want to give you an idea. Oh, and I grabbed the wrong one. This is the this is the Back to the Future 1 DeLorean that does not have the Japanese-made chip. So I have I can show you my collection. Here we go. Here's my bad guy evil van. Here is Biff Tannen's convertible that got shit on. Void the shit. I took the shit off. I have my passenger cars, my Central Pacific passenger cars that I'm still working on. Here is the caboose in the movie, and somewhere there is a flat car for the logs, but I don't know where that's at. Here's kind of some other bonus things. I got a Enchantment Under the Sea dance. I have Twin Pines Mall sign and a Back to the Future sign. So that's cool. And we're gonna go with, here's a unmodified Back to the Future 3 car. Here is a spare parts car that is spare parts. And here is my tree branch that goes on top of the Back to the Future 1 car, so that I can, let me go grab it. I can make, this is all bonus footage. Bonus features. I put it over here. So here is the sign from Back to the Future 1. So I can take my Back to the Future 1 sign, hide the DeLorean behind the sign. So there's that one. Okay, now let's go back to where we're at. This is my super modified Back to the Future 3 train car with slot car brushes in the middle, so that I can get, because the way O-Gauge works is the outer 2 rails are ground, the inner rail is positive. So what we're going to do is, and this has lights and stuff, so this is really, really cool. It took me a long time to make this one. But basically what we're going to do is this connects to the underside of the locomotive, And if you look real close, well, I guess you don't have to look real close at all. That little circle right there in the middle is a magnet. And so that is going to connect to this little ball magnet that's right here. So that's going to snap like that. That connects like that. And you can drive it around with the DeLorean on there. I can show you this. Now, I don't want to short anything out. This is technically metal. So I don't want that on my track, but I'll put that right here. And this, I can show you this lit up, because that has LEDs. So this is going to be chirping. And so my DeLorean has lights, and that's not connected. Well, I can... That'll stop the chirping. But there you go. That is the DeLorean that's lit up. It's got tail lights too. And if you open up the door, I have that one. The flux capacitor lights up also inside. And if you look really, really close, you'll see that it's actually flashing. And that was not an accident. I hooked this up to this is in series with a flashing LED, and so that's what creates that little flicker to it. So that's really, really cool. And that all folds up, and then you can have the both doors light up. So we have the entire interior working in here. So super excited about this. This is literally the size of my hand, and I got it all working. There was no room, so these brushes just barely have enough room to exist. And this is the click, this blue little square here is the on-off button for the headlights. If I wanted to, because in the movie, the headlights were off, right? So, and technically in the movie, the headlight was off, for the locomotive was off too, and I have a switch for that too. So if you want to recreate the movie, you can turn all the lights off and run it that way. But yeah, this is a 17-minute video. I think we're gonna wrap it up. I don't think I have anything else that's Back to the Future. I think that's it. Thanks for watching.